Hello traders, good evening. I know I've recorded a quick video earlier in the day today, but I forgot to post it on YouTube. So here we are again. I came up with another version of that same video that I posted earlier, and I just want us to take a quick look at some few important aspect of that previous video. And here in front of me, I have a daily chart on Netflix, which is what I did earlier today. I want us to have a quick run on this and see where we are at with this trend and see what we can do with it. So far, what we're looking at here, I will be making a few drawings here. Let's start with this first level down here. At here, you're looking at a support level from I don't know how long ago, but this was sometime last year. But also this contribute to the current trend line, so which is why this is an important point to consider in today's analysis. Next is this point here, which is from April this year, and this point also contribute to the trend line, which is why it's important for this analysis. And we're going to talk about that for a moment in a moment here. And lastly, as far as trend analysis is concerned, we are going to touch on this point here, which is also touching the trend line or lies on the trend line, which is why it's also important on the for this analysis. Primarily, the last 2 points, this point in the middle here, primarily the one I'm zooming on, not necessarily zooming on, but the one I'm highlighting here in orange, or rather yellow. This point lies on another plane with a level which is considered a support level. A support level. This support level was observed sometime earlier this year, but we do have a similar situation up here with the current data. If we zoom a little bit, not actually necessarily zooming, but if we take a look, where is this thing? We take a look at this level here. I'm zooming on. You see that we have a white line also crossing there, and that white line is not just imaginary line which I had to come up with. If you take a closer look at that line from this point, you see that there was a consolidation here, indicating some level of support and resistance. But also at the same time, if you look at that same level on the far end, you will see and notice that we have another consolidation here, which was exactly at the resistance level. That resistance level became the support level at this point, and that support level at that point where we are highlighting or zooming on became a resistance point actually, almost. But we had a liquidity run after that. A little bit, there was a little bit of liquidity run, but still acting as a zone of support. So we bounced off that zone, for a daily chart. We bounced off that zone last week, right about last week. Might not be exactly, but yeah, right about last week. And this week we're just 2 days off. This week we have a buy signal here, which if you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna try to make it clear a little bit. But there's a buy signal here on this week on a daily chart, which is indicating that we are at least on the uptrend. I have two other indicators that I would like to bring on board, but yeah, these indicators are just going to tell us where we're at and what would be true and what would be false. If you look at this point, you see that this point the candles started turning green, and these candles are not just the ordinary candles. I call them the momentum. The momentum started picking up for a bullish trend, and we have been bullish. The orange line here that you see where I'm highlighting, there's that orange line. That orange line is what I call the zero line. Here is what I'm highlighting in red. That is the zero line. We are about above the zero line at the moment, but also if you see where I've just highlighted on the other RSI, I have highlighted a point where they cross each other, so indicating a strong movement on an uptrend. meaning at this point, at that point would be a great time to enter the trade. And you will see that both of these 2 points at least correspond to this red candle, which is exactly where we have that dot, that highlight here, right here. And so the next day after that, few days after that is when we got the signals, buy signal, meaning we are bullish, specifically primarily bullish on Netflix. I would watch on a daily occasion for a bullish, a call opportunity or bullish opportunities. That's what I will be targeting as far as the day goes. If you look at this on a shorter time frame, well, before we go to the shorter time frame, you will see that we are rallying toward our current resistance level, which is the previous resistance level actually, around 693 there. Currently, we bounce around 616. We are rallying, currently hovering around 663, 62, 63 there. I think the highest of the day was 63.70 something, but there's a strong possibility of us pushing towards the 690 something, 695, something like that, in the next few weeks. If not, well, we do not have a lot of time this week to push that far, but in the next few weeks we will have that time. And also, as we push toward elections, that rally is going to be a lot more smoother, because by the election time, it wouldn't really matter what direction we are going into. If we are in a bull trend, we'll have a smooth bull run, but also if we're in a bear trend, we'll have a smooth bear run. So those who would like to put sell puts, or I mean buy put or trade puts, they will be able to trade their puts in a bear run, and those who like to trade calls will have the opportunity to trade calls in a bull run. So let's take a look at short time frame. I like to trade 15 minutes time frame. I'm not going to be biased about it, but let's take a look at 30 minutes time frame. Before I do that, actually, let me go back and clean every other single drawing. Well, maybe not all of them. I'm just gonna clean this one, and that one, and that one there. And lastly, this one here. Maybe there's some more, but I'm not gonna pay attention. Yep, there's one more. If I can clean that one for a moment. Let's take a look if we have other things. On a 15-minute chart, let's reset the chart for a moment here. On a 15-minute chart, you will see that I have here what we call the open range breakout. Normally, I use this open range breakout in a very specific way. If the first candle happens to be too wide on an open range breakout, I have a specific strategy. If it is narrow, I have a very specific strategy. A narrow candle tells me the day is going to be strong. Wider candle tells me the day is going to be really weak. But that's not always true, depending on what is going on. Here we have a narrow candle. Here we have a big candle. It was weak on the uptrend, but strong on the downtrend. But let's take a look at today's trade primarily. Let's remove something here. Control Z. Anyhow, this is one of those days that I don't generally trade a 15-minute chart. I tend to resort into a 5-minute chart, and I will give the reason for that in a second here. The 5-minute chart will give me more leverage, but also I will avoid the 2-minute chart because there's too much to consider and too much panic. If you look at this, it's too noisy, first of all. 3 minutes will try to filter that out, which is a little more clear. On a 2-minute chart, you see I get a buy signal here, but I also have a buy signal here. This buy signal is false, but that buy signal is true. This buy signal is false for one reason. We are below both of these two lines here, which is the moving average and the linear regression. The only thing which is true is there's this skinny blue line here inside there, which we are above that. But we want to be above, at least above both of those. If we are above both of those, even if we are within the zone of this blue line, I mean, a thick blue one, we'll consider the trade. We'll definitely consider the trade. But we'll take a look at that on a 5-minute time frame. 5 minutes really filter all that noise out and gives us a smooth run to the upside, to the bull. So I took this trade from right here, and I wrote this trade up to right above the peak over here. And right at the peak, I exit the trade, and I will show you how I did that. If you look at here where we got the buy signal, you will see that The candle is just hugging the zero line here. The momentum is just hugging the zero line here. We had a downward momentum, but that momentum died. It was dying off. By the time we reached the zero line, it did not cross the zero line, which means it was still positive. We were still moving up. We were above, I mean, below the yellow, I mean, the yellow line up there, but that didn't really do much of an effect. We ended up turning around right around here, and that's when momentum started really picking up for that bull run, which went on until those two candles which I showed you earlier, right around here, and those two candles really corresponds to a point where my RSI here is crossing down right around here, and we're having momentum towards those who are selling, primarily the bears. The bears are trying to dominate right here, and that's where things started going wrong. Right around that time, you would see that on the main chart, things should be oscillating right around the daily high, which is around not more than what I've highlighted up there, which is if I draw the horizontal line here, you will see what I'm talking about just about now. Nothing went above that, and on a daily lower low, we're not really going to go that far. We had this huge bear engulfing candle, which kind of took everything off right around here. Only if I could draw right around here, and none of this really did anything. So there, if you can see, there was an oscillation back and forth between these two. There was something here, and that kind of cooled off. Showed up a little bit later, about an hour or something like that later, and that kind of oscillated back and forth here and there. So, in general, really, my opinion here is that if I look at it on a longer time frame, we do have a lot of chance of for a bull run. I'm expecting a few more bull runs before, in the next few days. And looking at that just in general from a longer time frame, we do have that bull run coming up. And if you look at today on a longer time frame, you see that the whole day was green on a really really bull engulfing candle. But you split it into a smaller time frame, you see that the day was a little bit actually not very good. But on a really really in general, what gave the day its character was this one open range candle, which kind of took the whole thing out of took the whole fun out of it. So you want to pay attention to these big candles when they show up, because what follows is either regrets for those who enters in too quick, or either poor timing for those who enter in too late. Because this is really tricky if you don't have certain criteria. Like for example, I do have an open ring breakout which I do follow, but if you don't have those kind of systems, it's kind of very tricky. So you want to pay attention to those, and you want to keep in mind when to and when not to. So keep those in mind, and just keep checking in. I will have this posted up. Just check in and leave a comment out there. When I get time, I will respond back to your questions and all that, and we'll go ahead and provide some solutions and have some discussions around what needs to be talked about. And if not, I will wish you all good luck. Otherwise, have a good week, and I will see you all later.